think the topics we're working on exactly span over the whole business process management lifecycle, starting from analysis, detection of the NIST situation, till a continuous optimization and a continuous innovation cycle. And therefore, I think it's very cool that Signavio provides more or less all capabilities in that area, and also I think from a future perspective is doing very much to evolve these capabilities and integrate them even more. And for us, at the topics we are consulting and help our clients to be faster and even faster as fast. There, the Signavio solutions are really a good technical platform for it. Each customer is on a different state. So that's, of course, also the use case. Some customers are quite mature in this process thinking. Some are really at the start. And it's, I think, also the topic various sizes. It's nothing for large customers only or not for small customers. So it's the right scale you start in. And really, it's like the life cycle is, we support in all topics to detect things at the beginning, the insights topic, to check what's in the systems. But what we also do and what we see in especially our company supporting business transformation, also with a very strong focus on S/4HANA transformation. And there the organizational aspects get more and more important. And with things like stakeholder journey experience management through the entire life cycle, we succeed, or we guide to successful transformation results and also bring value out of the project. That's an important thing. A lot of customers are at the moment ahead of these transformation projects. So they are on the way, they start already things, trying to get the puzzle pieces in a bit in shape. But they see, okay, there are more, that there need to be more to be really clear, go into the right direction. And the typical thing at the moment, we have also a lot of content. So that's, I think, one major point, not starting from scratch, using things like, also what we are working closely with the Opal team and providing content structures that you say, okay, this is the right start into the transformation. So organizational structures, process content, technology overviews, and this combination of all gives a kind of transparency to have a good analysis of the as-is state that is necessary to go to the target state. And at that point, a lot of customers are at the moment, and they are really looking into quick starts. That means accelerators, predefined content, and a tool chain that supports that with automatism that helps really. And that's something at the moment we are doing a lot in this preparation, but also after HANA transformations, if they have more done on a brownfield approach, customers now are interested to leverage the value of the solution, and therefore process optimization, end-to-end transformations are done also afterwards. Now they have a solution in place, but it's necessary to see, okay, how the organizational structure should be changed and optimized, how the people mindset and behavior can be evolved, and also processes can be optimized that have not touched at the beginning of these transformations. Of course, it's a kind of education. Where to optimize, but that can be done in, I think, within 1 or 2 weeks with all the preparation. Of course, when you just push the button, then it's done in 40 minutes. We know that. But there is a little bit of preparation up front. But nevertheless, in comparison how this has been done in the past, you saved at least a quarter of a year to get this information, things like that. And that's the same with getting the different stakeholders, departments into a kind of one collaboration and really just adjust them as a common team to look into a future where you try to achieve the goals as a community. And there, of course, the end-to-end view from an architecture, but also from a process perspective, is essential for the alignment of these communities. And that's something also, so you ask for some figures. So if you do that from scratch, you can spend years to get all these architecture assets in place, or all the end-to-end processes, and with predefined content and predefined structures. It's of course not plug and play at the beginning, but I think it's done within months to have a jump start, and then also I think the important point is to show the community how it works, also to be able to scale up then, and that's, I think, the big benefit. I think one benefit, of course, is SAP as a kind of a trusted partner who will be there also in a few years. So that's, I think there's a bit of a risk reduction in such a partnership. On the other hand, if we are going away from these hard facts, it's fun to collaborate with the guys of SAP. So we are partnering since 30 years in all topic, and now since 2 years as a strategic partner with SAP Signavio, and looking into content, method and tool things. And it's a good combination. So SAP provides the technology, and really think we've seen on the roadmap that's quite and curious about what's coming in the future, and I think that's interesting things. And we go along with that partnership, and that's a good way to succeed. At the end, it's the integration, and from a technical perspective purely, but in general, transformations are challenging always with integration aspects of people, of processes, of technologies. And I think bringing this information more and more together, and also providing capabilities to have kind of live insights into systems, but also into the feelings of the community who is involved in that transformation. This is a benefit. At the end, it's a kind of the ability to have a very early simulation aspect, even if it's not fully simulated, but to get transparency for all stakeholders and have more time at the end to concentrate on creative things, to invent new things, think about existing things and reinvent them. And that's, I think, the big interesting thing. And specifically to the innovation that are upfront. I think the success of these process-driven transformation in general is if you have kind of a living system. And I think these things we saw on the roadmap are things that are going in that direction. That people are really see the value by contributing and collaborating with these things, and have their value in getting very fast information they need for their typical areas. I think one trend already is here. Of course, it's fast moving. I think last year there was this topic, the VUCA world, but I think that's a big buzzword. But I think that at the end, the essence of it, that's still even. I think last year we had the pandemic. Now we have the war in the Ukraine, and these things are happening more and more. And I think that's helps. Or companies, but also individuals, they need to be more, they need to have more the capability to be adaptive, even to be predictive. And that's maybe at the moment, I think one trend is, of course, to be adaptive from an individual perspective, but also from company perspective. And therefore you need staff at the company that has a kind of agile, a little bit of agile mindset. Is also seeing the opportunities in the future, not only the risks. You have to be have a technology that is also capable in doing changes, and the processes, and especially the end-to-end processes, are at the end the connecting thing between these people and technology. And I think a combination of all of that provides you the agility for the company, but also the agility for the employees in the company to manage these challenges of today's and also future times. And the next topic was always said at the moment, the topic is adaptivity. I think the future, or even more, is if you can be if you have predictability, and therefore I think even topics like analysis combined with artificial intelligence features will come up and help even more to support these steering and adjusting of business models, mindsets, and behaviors.